Hey everyone, so this video might be a little bit different. I think it's the first time I'm gonna be very vulnerable and transparent with y'all. And for the first time since I've known myself, I think I really gave up. I gave up this year to the point that I was kind of in denial that I gave up because I wasn't stressing about it. I wasn't thinking about it too much, but I could feel within myself that I gave up. And it has gotten to a point where I actually felt like maybe this is my last year doing hair or last year doing this business. I went as far as thinking to remove my hair page. And this is stemming from just feeling restricted or feeling held back. But I know that God sometimes forces us or puts us in such an uncomfortable position to redirect us. Now, for years upon years upon years, he has been telling me to come to the YouTube platform. Matter of fact, from the first year when I came up in 2018, he has been telling me to be consistent with YouTube. And now it's basically 7 years later, and I can say this is the first year I'm actually taking it seriously and listening to God, only because he has stifled me on every single platform to push me in this direction. For my Instagram and my TikTok, which grew organically for many years, I can say that from 2022 or 2021, it has been a constant decline. I'm not someone who easily gives up. So that simply means that about 3 years now, I've been pushing and pushing and pushing and putting out content when really and truly I feel restricted. What does it mean by feeling restricted? You know the quality of content that you put out. You see the quality of the content that is being pushed. Being restricted where my views on TikTok don't even pass 200. My Instagram has not grown in years, meaning I consistently post at least 3 times a week. And so consistency is not the issue. Quality of the content is not the issue. But I can take so much and no more of putting out content and feeling stuck, like I'm not growing. And it's not all about followers, it's not all about likes, but it's really about my exposure for the business that I love. If it was up to me, I would not be on Instagram, I would not be on TikTok, but I am on there to earn an income. I'm on there to build my brand. So if I am on there showing up every day to build my brand and I'm feeling restricted, of course I'm not going to want to make content anymore. Of course I'm going to be discouraged. Of course I'm going to give up. And for the first, since I've been pushing against this restriction, I actually gave up in January with the whole threat of tariffs being on goods coming in from China or international goods. Of course, my manufacturers are not here for my products, and I source my hair also from China and India and Vietnam. So with that news coming in, I'm just like, what more do you want from me? I wasn't able to fulfill any orders in January. I have so much backlog because I tried to order so much hair to avoid the chaos, and the hair ended up being held for weeks, where I have to be sending out emails to the customers and be like, okay, this is what is happening, please bear with me, I will put a token of appreciation for the wait. And I just felt defeated. My story was something I used to maximize on to get sales. Now, being that my exposure is so restricted, people who watch my story clearly must be interested in my products, interested in my content. So I would post wigs at a reduced cost to get them sold. Now I've been realizing that whenever I post business like content, the views on my story don't pass 200. But if I post any random content like me just chatting or sharing a TikTok on my story, it goes over 1,000 views. So what is the difference? I've been watching even my TikTok following where I would get followers on a daily basis. I see the notifications, and then when I look at my following, it does not move, it just keeps decreasing. I gave up. I gave up because not only was it affecting sales, it was affecting my drive, it was affecting my motivation. I just was like, okay, what should I do, God? So I started focusing on YouTube a lot more. That was one of the things that I wanted to change. I'm like, okay, if I build my watch hours to 4,000, I can start, getting paid on YouTube, because of course then I would be monetized. That was one of my scapegoats, my way out to escape this feeling of being stuck. And then last week was a breaking point for me. I actually took my Instacart card. During the COVID pandemic, I did Instacart like sometimes, when I was free, and I didn't like it. I don't like waiting to get a batch for and drive up and down for just $10. And I'm just like, once you get to a certain level in life, it's very hard to go back. That is exactly why it's so hard for me to be like, okay, let me go work for someone. No, I would rather figure things out and hustle my way through the storm. So with the restriction on my pages, of course it affected sales. With the restriction of my story views, of course it affected sales, because the platforms now are not social media platforms. The platforms now are e-commerce platforms where now you have to pay for exposure. That is a sad truth about just the progression of these social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok. So I got to a breaking point last week where I'm just like, let me just do some Instacart, because I'm just over being online. And then part of me just knew this is not what God wanted me to do. This is not the message that he wanted for me. But I saw a sign like 2 weeks ago, hairstylist needed. And it was such a dilapidated sign. And I'm like, but I took the picture anyways. So I took the photo, and for some strange reason, while I was sitting in my car, waiting on a batch, I decided to call the number. Lady, she sounded very warm, she sounded very friendly, very welcoming. So immediately, I left the idea of getting a batch and I went straight to the salon to just check it out. I really came with the notion to sell myself. I came with my Popple wristband, where it connects to all the apps on my profile, such as my website, my Instagram, my YouTube, TikTok, anything that is important for socials. And I brought my box with all my products. I came back, I straightened my hair because the salon is like less than 10 minutes away. So I came back, made sure that I prepped myself, and I went in all guns blazing to be like, listen, you need me here. Jamaica gave me PTSD with being behind the chair. So I never thought that I would actually go back behind the chair, because I did not have a life in Jamaica doing hair. I could not eat breakfast, lunch, nor dinner in Jamaica doing hair. I was fully booked and busy. Yes, I understand that, but there comes a point where balance is still needed in life, and I did not have that balance. But just looking at how the salons operate here in the States, I don't think it is as hectic. They don't even work Sundays, they don't work Mondays. They work usually between Tuesday to Saturday. You can still set your schedule. You can make sure that most of your clients for the week are scheduling one day, so you can even have your other days off. But you can still go in to, gather walk-ins. However, I was not thinking that I would take a chair. I just went in with faith. She saw that I had something to offer that nobody else offered in Sanford. Sanford is like the suburbs right outside the city of Orlando, and she specialized in Dominican blowouts and highlights, while I specialize in extensions and wigs. So there's no point, she has 4 chairs, there's no point in having each stylist do the same thing. So that's where I come in to add value, because not only am I a stylist, I'm really good at marketing and I'm good at what I do. She saw that, because immediately when I went into the salon, I asked her, okay, do you have a business page? I looked at her business page, I kind of cleaned it up, switched out the name. She knew that I knew what I'm doing. So she was excited for me to be there. And lo and behold, I did say to her the day that I went in, I said, so if somebody came in and wanted a weave, what would you do with that client? She said she would have lost that client. I'm like, well, clearly you need me. Can you imagine? The next day she called me. Thankfully, I didn't have much doing that day. She called me and she said, Kitty, somebody's here wanting a weave. I went there immediately just to see what it's about. It was a more mature woman. She had issues with alopecia, and I don't even know why they gave her a sewing. So I recommended to her that, okay, listen, I can make a custom wig with the hair that you currently have. She was taken aback at the thought of it. She has never had a custom wig made for her in that sense. And I whipped it up, got her measurements. She didn't have a closure, so we went to the hair store, got a small 2x6 closure that was within her budget, because I mean, she's already using pack hair. And then she was so pleased with it. I'm like, okay, maybe God is telling me I should take over this town. Maybe God is telling me I should focus on YouTube and take over this town. YouTube, take over Sanford. I have driven around this town multiple times just to look at the salons. The original aim of that was to put my products in the salon. However, they're never there. I always used to say in Jamaica it's so different, because the salons are always buzzing in Jamaica with people sitting and waiting. Here you can drive around and you'll see that most of the salons are closed, because most of them do go based on appointment, and if they do have walk-ins, it's still not as busy. You're not seeing people bomb rush the salons here. So that's why I was like, okay, maybe it can work. Maybe I can still have a life and offer my services within the local area where I can make extra money, yes, being local, and do not have to stress myself about being restricted on the platforms where I promote on. So that was a whim of hope this week. And not only that was the whim of hope, my Google reviews totally changed my mind. Totally changed my mind. It actually made me emotional. Rick, I didn't think I would get emotional again. But it actually made me emotional to see the support I really had. Because you know, sometimes you post on Instagram and people will see your stuff and they just ignore it. But when I ask for persons to leave, you know, Google review, and it's not just random people, it's people who are my clients, and the type of reviews they left, maybe I should read some to you. The type of reviews they left, I was like, but no, Katie, you are literally changing lives. Like, you are literally making women feel so confident about themselves. You are really doing something of value, and you cannot give up. I'm gonna read 3 of them, and I'm gonna leave the link below so that you can read some of the reviews. And this is exactly why I didn't give up. So Cheyenne Daly said, Ketty's not just a business owner, she's one of the best, most knowledgeable and skilled marketing and sales representatives out there. She doesn't just sell her products, she ensures their quality is exceptional. I first discovered her page during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 and have been a loyal customer ever since. She responds to my inquiries with professionalism, respect, and in a timely manner. Her outstanding work ethic keeps me coming back time and time again, probably forever. Because unlike many businesses today, she truly values customer service. She doesn't just talk about it or teach it, she lives it. I'm the type of person who tries to catch every sale, and on one occasion I made a purchase but forgot to add the Caress shampoo and conditioner for my daughter. After completing my order, I messaged Katie and let her know that I would purchase it another time. To my surprise, when the package arrived, the shampoo and conditioner were included at no extra charge. I was shocked and deeply grateful. I immediately messaged her on Instagram to confirm whether it was intentional, and she assured me it was. Later, when an issue occurred during transit, I reached out again and she replaced the item without hesitation. Katie doesn't just promote her brand, she gives back generously to her community. Anyone who knows her can attest to her kindness, intelligence, and warm personality. I've used almost everything from her product line except the hair extensions. And don't even get me started with the Cure Control Organic Edge Tamer. It is amazing. My fave as well. Katie sets the bar high for sales representatives and customer service. She consistently delivers excellence, and the quality of her product speaks for herself. How can I give up? How can I give up? How can I give up? And then I get immediate flashbacks of how great I feel when somebody is pleased with my product. It literally gives me life. I can't give up. I can't. I'm gonna read one from my very first client that I got. She said, "You're looking for high quality hair that looks and feels amazing. This is a company for you. Highly recommend Cure Cosmo. This company is always giving what it's supposed to give, ranging from her hair shampoo and conditioner, oils, bonnets, not to mention those endless spray bottles, hair brushes, edge control, everything under one umbrella." You can see some of my many different pictures of all the Cure Cosmo, ranging from different colors, styles, or fullness. The products are absolutely top tier, soft, full, incredibly natural looking, no tangling, no shedding, just luxurious. I've been a happy customer for over 7 years. Carlene, definitely a customer for over 7 years. Look at her rocking the bang like me. I read these and I immediately teared up. I read these and I said, I have to keep going. I read these and I said, I have no choice. And if you're watching this video and you are one of my customers who took the time to leave this review, I just want to tell you that you are the reason why I'm pushing on. I hope you guys made it to the end of this video. I hope you guys stay faithful, keep pushing, because I mean, sometimes your breakthrough is just right after all of those attacks to make you stronger. There's nothing that I've been through in my life that I did not overcome. And I need to remind myself that. So all the restriction and bondage that I feel from not getting the exposure that I deserve, which has been hindering my sales, I will not let that deter me. That just means I need to focus on a different audience. Maybe I just need to focus on the audience that is right in front of me that needs me, because the lady that I did her hair, she's been living here for 5 years and she cannot find a stylist that knows how to find a solution for her hair that she can work with. So clearly I'm needed. So that will be my way forward, to focus more on YouTube and to also focus on taking over Sanford. So if you are ever visiting the Orlando area or the Sanford area and you want to get cured by Katie, I'm going to leave the link below where you can book me for your sewings, traditional sewings, versatile sewings, microbead sewings. Yes, it's back. I know so many people wanted me to do their microbead sewings before I migrated from Jamaica. If you are in the area, I can whip you up, and those last like months. So if you want a custom wig, if you want anything at all that has to do with extensions, I'm your girl. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching, and see you next time.